What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, a bit of an interesting topic, but it is something that is important because I do have a very strong inkling feeling that we're going to be getting a pretty big celebration in the next couple of months. Now, we do know, moving forward in 2023, we know that we've got the global version anniversary, which occurs late February. We don't know what that's going to be yet, but likely it's going to be another anniversary exclusive character or characters, similar to the Dex Zoro and K-Dad that came out in like October, November last year. So I expect that to be the case. And then after that, the next big celebration that we have to look forward to is the actual anniversary of the game, which is the 12th of May. Lock it in your calendar every single year. 12th of May is the big celebratory Sugo Fest. Once again, we don't really have a good feeling as to what that could be right now. That might be a whole other discussion video that we might have to make. But this brought to my attention, has me feeling like there's going to be another big celebration soon. So, through the One Piece podcast, they tweeted out this, saying that the One Piece Film Red Blu-ray or DVD disc is going to be available on April 1st in France. We don't know the exact date that it's going to release in Japan, which is probably the most important date as to how that could pertain to Treasure Cruise. But this is the Blu-ray disc, which actually looks really good, by the way, and then just the other Blu-ray disc. So it's probably like a cover over the top of the actual disc itself. It looks really, really cool. But the reason why this is a big deal is because when film Stampede was debuting, they had a big celebratory event with Douglas Bullet, Stampede Luffy. We all know the deal. After the fact, they had a Blu-ray release, and then they brought a new celebration into the game for Treasure Cruise that was in line with the Blu-ray release of the film. So I think that it makes sense that they're going to do the same thing here as well. So the thing that actually came out here with the Stampede release of Blu-ray was the 17th of March 2020. And when we actually go ahead and bring it up, March 15th to March 23rd, the Stampede Sugo Fest, which is where they introduced 4 new characters, well, 2 new characters into the Sugo Fest, which was the Strength Crocodile and also Strength Buggy, with a free-to-play Douglas Bullet and Buena Festa, which are these characters right here at the top. So with Sir Crocodile, he was a very, very good character on release, and same with Buggy, like great utility special here, and these 2 characters see a little bit of play here and there. They're not really used that much. But then there was also the free-to-play Clash Douglas Bullet, and I think that if they do release, you know, a Blu-ray event relating to the Blu-ray release, a new free-to-play character would make a lot of sense. And then alongside that, there was a new support character that worked with Douglas Bullet, and not only did it work with the Clash version of Douglas Bullet, it also worked with the Legend version of Douglas Bullet as well, as you have to use a damage dealing or a health cut special, changes block and badly matching slots into matching. Like, this is so good. And the thing about it is this support essentially never comes back. I know that recently, or last year, late last year, it did come back in the Rayleigh Bazaar, I think, for a brief period of time. But basically, if you don't get it then, you're going to have to wait likely a year or more before you get your hands on a character such as this. I think it would make a lot of sense if they re-release some of the Film Red characters, you know, a new Super Sugo Fest potentially, right? I'm not too sure what they have planned, but something along those lines, a new Sugo Fest with some new characters would be awesome, because there were still a lot of characters that were in Film Red that didn't get representation in One Piece Treasure Cruise at all. And I mean, like, I've got a couple of them here. The Jellyfish Pirates. The Jellyfish Pirates are not like a big important role-playing character in the actual film itself, but they were in the final battle of the film, which is cool. And I think it would be nice if, like, either like this could be like a support Sugo Fest or something like that, just a really random character. You could have all of the Jellyfish Pirates as one character, potentially a free-to-play unit, maybe a summonable unit for the treasure map, or a Kizuna or something like that. Not really too sure, but either way, it would be really, really cool if they did bring the Jellyfish Pirates in. Bartolomeo didn't get a unit from the Film Red celebration, which is crazy because Barto had a relatively big role to play in the film. So I think that it is a little bit of a disrespect to the man by not giving him his own unit from the Film Red celebration. So I think that he definitely needs to get some type of unit. Not really too sure, again, what type of unit it could be. But then alongside that, Beppo as well. And, you know, Beppo was one of the biggest comedic relief parts of the film. And I think it is a bit bizarre that he also didn't receive a character. But I think the biggest omission from the film Red characters is none other than Trafalgar Law. How did Trafalgar Law not get a character during the film Red event? It legitimately makes no sense to me at all. One of the top 10 favorite characters in One Piece, just popularity in general. He is one of the top 10 most popular characters in the series, and he didn't receive a character during the celebration. That leads me to believe that they were kind of holding off in terms of how deep they were going to go with the initial film Red release. Now, saying that though, they did go kind of crazy. They released 6 legends during the film Red event with 3 separate Super Sugaro Fests, so it was pretty crazy. But the fact that some of these characters didn't get representation makes no sense to me at all. So I think that Law coming as a unit would be really cool. Beppo for sure needs some representation, as well as Barto. Jellyfish Pirates, you know, you could take it or leave it. I'm not really too fussed if they do or don't get a unit. But I mean, considering Buena Festa literally got a unit as a support character during the Blu-ray release of Stampede, I think if we're looking at the Blu-ray release of film Red, that they should bring some of the more obscure characters into the game. Again, I wouldn't mind if it's just a free-to-play character at all. I really wouldn't mind. But just more representation for these units would definitely be nice. But I think that one of the other big things is the fact that Legend Shanks, right? When he debuted during the film Red event, I think a lot of people, I'm speaking for a lot of people here, were a little disappointed at the fact that it wasn't current day Shanks, it was actually the flashback Shanks. Whereas all the other characters during the event were non-flashback, they were all the current day in the film moment versions of themselves. And the fact that we got Shanks as a character in the event that was the flashback version doesn't make a lot of sense to me at all. And obviously there was a lot of controversy surrounding that character in general. And I think, look, after it's all said and done, Super Sugaro Shanks is still one of the best units in the game. You cannot disregard what he's able to do. But the fact that we didn't get Giga Chad current day Shanks is a huge, huge omission. And I think it wouldn't be a terrible idea if they went ahead and did a dual unit of Luffy and Redhead Shanks. I think that'd be wicked. I think a lot of people would love to see a final tap where we had the animation that occurred during the film. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That as a final tap would be amazing. So I think it's the perfect animation to put for a unit such as this. And if they were going to do it, people would go crazy. And the fact is, the Blu-ray release, at least in France, is releasing April 1st. I would think that it's either releasing around the same time period or maybe a little bit before in Japan. This would be a really good kind of quote-unquote bait Sugo Fest right before Anniversary, because Anniversary is like literally a month after this. And then Global Anniversary is a month before this. So it's in a really weird spot, right? Where people probably want to pull on the Global Anniversary. People also want to pull on the Japanese Anniversary. And if you have this sandwiched in between that, it would kind of put people in a weird position. So I think for the player base, it wouldn't be good if they had a Super Sugo unit that's very desirable in that position. But in terms of financials for the Bandai side of things, that actually would make a lot of sense. So just giving credence to both sides. And I think if they did do a Luffy and a Shanks dual unit with that specific final tap, oh my god, people would absolutely lose their minds. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What you think is going to happen. Are we even going to get a Film Red Blu-ray celebration at all? I think due to the fact that Stampede got one and they released brand new characters, and the fact that there were so many characters from Film Red that we didn't get as units, it makes too much sense in my eyes for them not to do it with a brand new version of some of these characters and new additions of the Film Red characters, as we said, with Jellyfish, Barto, Beppo, as well as Trafalgar Law. Like, it just makes too much sense in my eyes. I really hope that we do get something with some additional units from the Film Red movie. But that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.